Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment. This week, my name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Liz and Nicole. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Thanks for being here. How y'all doing?
So good.
Yeah, good.
How are you, David?
I am great. The sun is shining. It's August 7th. We still have about a whole full month of summer left, so we're going to embrace every single moment of that. And thank you to everyone out there watching us, joining us on Xfinity platforms. Maybe you're watching us on Xumo Play, which you can watch 24/7 around the country. Thank you for being here. We have another great show for you, so let's get right to it. On today's episode, we'll each pick the new TV show or movie we are most excited about right now. Liz will reveal the 4 networks you can enjoy for free this week. Nicole will sit down with the cast of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. We'll tell you how you can own Saving Private Ryan on us with Xfinity Rewards. And we'll explore the 3 TV shows we absolutely, positively have to watch live. So let's get things started with our editor picks of the week in the latest edition of Appointment TV. Every week, the Xfinity editors pick the TV show, movie, or special event they are most excited about right now. This week, we will kick things off with me, and with great power comes great responsibility, which is why I have chosen the new animated movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Let's take a quick look at a trailer.
Welcome to Spider Society.
I'm Spider-Man.
Oh, no way! All of us are.
Miles, there's moments in our stories that are the same for all of us. Some good.
Did you bring our baby to another fight?
I knew I was gonna regret making her that web shooter.
He asked me not to, so I wouldn't.
Some bad. You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world. To me, that's an obvious choice.
Send me home.
If you're not familiar with the movie, Across the Spider-Verse is a sequel to the massively popular 2018 movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which followed teenager Miles Morales as he becomes the new Spider-Man and joins forces with spider heroes from across parallel universes to defeat the villain known as Kingpin. The film was a massive hit, earning more than $384 million worldwide and a staggering 97% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. This new movie, which opened in theaters in May and continues the Miles Morales story, matched critical reviews with a 96% fresh rating, but nearly doubled the original at the box office, making more than $663 million worldwide. The film features the vocal talents of Shamik Moore, Haley Steinfeld, Brian Tyree Henry, Jake Johnson, Jason Schwartzman, Issa Rae, Daniel Kaluuya, Mahershala Ali, Oscar Isaac, and so many others. Nicole, I know you've seen it. Liz, have you seen it? What do you think?
Yeah, love it. Love it. It's one of our absolute favorites, dare I say, one of our favorites in terms of the Spider-Man series. We're a huge fan here at our house for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought Toby was my Spider-Man, but I don't know. I think Miles is coming in. I did love this movie. There's a lot of chaotic energy, but I think it worked. It was just so overwhelming, but I just loved all the diversity, all the people, all the actors were great. Cannot wait for another one.
And what's, I think, most interesting, at least to me, about this is that this movie was so popular and such a massive success that I think it's actually paved the way for the likes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, which we're talking about later today, not only in the sense that an animated movie outside of the Disney ecosystem can be a massive hit, but also this style of animation that's kind of like a slow frame rate that just feels a little bit different. I don't even know how to explain it in layman's terms. It's just a little jittery to a certain degree. And that's the same style that the Ninja Turtles use. And I'll also just lastly say that 2 of my favorite video games recently have been the new Spider-Man games for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And within those games, you can unlock the Miles Morales Spider-Man costume from this movie and play
cool.
as that like jittery animated version of him, and it's just awesome. So I just love swinging around the city as this version of Spider-Man.
That's really cool. Do you like glitch in the game, kind of like how he does in the movie?
That's a good question. I actually haven't noticed. He's just got a similar like. It's just that animate. It's actually really hard to get used to because when you're fighting and you have to get used to how he moves a little bit slower in comparison to the rest of the animation in the game. But that's besides the point. It's really, really awesome though. Highly recommend. That's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You can own the movie starting August 8th, which is tomorrow. So do that. It's awesome. Next up, let's see. Nicole, what are you most excited about for this week?
I am very excited about Heartstopper. It's on Netflix and it's coming back for season 2. It's a drama, it's romance, it's coming of age. Let's watch a clip.
Everything's gonna be perfect.
So it centers around 2 teenagers named Charlie and Nick who quickly find love and all the drama that comes with it. It's a really heartwarming story that everyone should appreciate. Also, it's based on a graphic novel, so I'm sure we'll see a few more seasons in the future, or at least I hope so. I did not personally read it, but I just fell into this series on Netflix as one does, and I'm hooked, so I'm ready. Liz, do you ever catch this one?
I haven't, but I could see when we start talking about my pick that I think I should start watching this one too, because they're kind of similar, but it seems really cool. Looking forward to seeing it too, but I haven't read it.
Great. David?
I also have not read it, but I do remember that this was one of the bigger. This is season 2, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought so. I wondered as I was saying that if I had it confused with something else, but I do recall this was a really big hit for the first season. Was really critically well reviewed, and I love and was so like surprised by the fact that it was based on a graphic novel. But I think a lot of people don't realize that graphic novels aren't just about superheroes and action. Like literally the other day I was in the comic book store and saw a graphic novel about cats. Cats in your house. It's just about the cats that are living there. So I think graphic novels are so much more than comic book heroes, and love that something like this on Netflix might open up a wider audience to the graphic novel genre. And I could not stop thinking every time this clip plays in the very first shot that the character has a massive hickey on his neck. And I'm like,
I don't think I caught that.
Me either. David.
I just felt so bad for him. I was like, sir, you need some cover up.
I feel like we need to see that clip again.
Yeah, right? I mean, they are in love, and they're in high school, so
mistakes were made. Well, that's a great pick, Nicole.
Okay.
Liz, you sort of teased it. What's your pick for the week?
I'm so excited about my pick, and it's Red, White, and Royal Blue, also based on a novel. It's a best-selling novel by Casey McQuiston, and let's just watch a clip so we can talk about it.
You've got to be joking.
You can hate Prince Henry all you want.
My NDA is bigger than yours. I want you to know that. You're wearing lifts. Know that too, sweetheart.
You better act like the sun shines out of his ass and you have a vitamin D deficiency.
Have you thought is what you might say to convince the world that we're actually friends? I love hanging out with this guy. These days are way too lonely. We never have to see each other again. You're expected at my New Year's party. Don't forget the love away, but did I do something wrong? Do you ever wonder who you'd be if you were an anonymous person in the world? I have no idea what you're talking about. You're as thick as it gets. What I meant when I said yourself, Your Majesty. It's Your Royal Highness.
Even just watching the clip over. So this is my genre of preference, even in reading books. And so I did read this book, and why I'm so excited to see it come out on Prime Video August 11th. Make sure that you are getting ready, set a timer, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you are watching. But it is, just as Nicole said, just a really feel good, but also funny rom-com. It's so modern and relevant and true so far from what I've seen from the clips, really true to the actual original novel. So I'm just like geeking out over it. But it follows and you heard the accent, the son of royalty. So he is Britain's prince. Falls in love or has like this love-hate, more hate than love until it becomes more love than hate relationship with the son of the American president. And so here are two people in the spotlight who are trying to navigate what is new for maybe one or two of them in terms of their sexual identity, and figuring out how do you manage all of that while in the public eye, and especially in being in such, traditional and conservative roles. And so it's just so great. I can't wait to see it all come out on screen. And so make sure you catch it. Are you guys excited?
I love the poster. I am loving the socks.
Yeah.
Real subtle touches. The actor on the right hand side, he also played Prince Robert in the Cinderella with Camila Cabello. And I'm like, man, this guy is just now going to be a prince in everything he does now.
It's the accent. It's the accent.
It works. It's the accent, and also
For
being incredibly handsome.
Yeah, well, that helps.
Come on, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Save some looks for the rest of us.
The banter is just so great. I mean, even in the book. And so I loved to see it play out, even in this trailer. So if you guys get a chance, I mean, it is nothing that it's a modern love story. And I think it's just, for everybody, to be quite honest with you. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I am a big lover of reading the book before the movie comes out. So definitely excited about this. I'm going to knock out the book before I watch this one, because I can't go backwards. I can't see the movie and then read the book. You know, that's a totally different experience. So yes, you've inspired me. I think I will touch base on this later.
No hickeys on either of these guys.
No.
Oh yeah, they're adults, I guess.
They've learned better.
Yeah.
Well, these are all awesome picks. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
And you can check out all the TV shows and movies we just discussed, and so much more, simply by saying what to watch into your voice remote. Next up, we celebrate Kids Week in the latest edition of Free This Week. Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with free previews of family-friendly networks Hopster, The Reading Corner, Kids Street, and Primo TV. And here to tell us more about the shows, movies, and specials you and your kids can enjoy for free through August 13th is our very own Liz. Liz, tell us more.
So I know that you may have already all gotten some great use out of the Free This Week program. And if you haven't, this week is all about the kids. So make sure that you kind of be a little more lenient with the screen time this week, because you won't regret it. We've come a long way from our Saturday morning cartoons, and this week is going to blow you away with the quality and themes, positive messages, lessons, diversity, and role models. And so parents, let the binge begin, honestly. But it's appropriate, and you can do it guilt-free. So our partners this week are Hopster, The Reading Corner, Kids Street, and Primo TV. And here are some really great titles from them. So Maya and the Bee, this is a really great cartoon that is also in several languages. So you can also watch it in Spanish. When I Was Your Age. I mean, the diversity, and even for the appropriateness in age, right? So we go all the way from preschool all the way up to sort of like a preteenish or adolescent age. And then my favorite, which I think is a little bit of a hidden gem, is The Reading Corner. And so here is books with video and that you can just sit your kids in front of and feel really guilt-free about it. 2-minute tales, and my favorite one here, the Shakespeare version of it, where literally 2 minutes will grab your child's attention for the 2 minutes and actually teach them some really great things. And this version is Shakespeare, and teach them all about Shakespeare in a very appropriate way. So don't forget to say free this week into your remote to catch these and more titles for this week's Free This Week with for All About Kids. What about you guys? Like, I'm excited to see this, but like, this has come such a long way from our Saturday morning cartoons where we used to sit there and like wait to watch. I mean, no shade to like Tom and Jerry and the Smurfs and He-Man and She-Ra. Those are the things that I grew up watching. But like, this stuff is so much more educational with really great lessons. And I think in a way where our parents today, who are a little more conscious of screen time, are, you know, can do it in the sort of like guilt-free way.
Yeah. I mean, the 2-minute Shakespeare, I might watch that now. You know,
Seriously.
that looks so cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I remember in, I think I was in high school or middle school, I went to see a play that I think they do around the country. It's called like The Complete Works of Shakespeare Abridged, and it's kind of like a 2-man show comedy that just like is kind of a spoof of Shakespeare, but does like every one of his stories very, very quickly.
Oh.
And I remember it was like the first time I ever cared about Shakespeare. It's obviously very difficult to read and understand in school. So yes, 100%. I feel like I would enjoy that, and also would be happy to show my kids if I had any. But I'll sit my dog down in front and say, look, Shakespeare. Look, Maya the Bee, Billy. Look at this.
Well, that's a great teaser. In a couple of weeks, we'll talk about that. All for your dog.
That's true. Good teaser. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz.
Sure.
And as a reminder, Xfinity's Free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year with no strings attached. Just say free or free this week into your remote to check it out. Next up, they're the world's most fearsome fighting team. They're heroes in the half shell, and they're green. It's time for Hangouts. Last week, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made their long-awaited return to movie theaters in the brand new animated film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and our very own movies editor Nicole sat down with the cast, which includes actual teenagers, for a brand new episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Nicole, please tell us more about this.
Yes. All right. So I was lucky enough to hang out with the Turtles. I was so excited. As you guys know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a huge fan base. So feel free to go watch it in theaters now. I think every true Turtle fan needs to watch this movie. Let's watch a clip.
Hey, guys, if we weren't monsters that were shunned by society and we could do what we wanted, what would you guys do?
Go to high school. Maybe get a girlfriend.
Can you imagine that?
Not likely.
This is insane. Turtle, mutant, karate teens. I want to know everything about you.
Our dad is definitely not a giant rat. That makes me feel like he's a rat.
Whoa.
Chick. What the? Y'all some little tortoises, huh?
I can't believe there are other mutants.
Hi, Micah, Shimon, Nicholas, and Brady. So excited to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Yes, excited to talk with you.
I like your shirt.
Awesome. Oh, thank you. More just for you guys.
Thank you.
Michael, let's start with you. So we all have our favorite series, movies, comic books. You know, what generation of Turtles did you grow up with?
I grew up with the 2012 series, but I also grew up with the Michael Bay films. And some don't really like it that much, but me personally, I mean, I loved it. They were super cool. They were jacked.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, it felt so real because they were in real life. And like, I don't know how they did it. Like, they did it so well. But like, I remember watching them and being like, dude, that's what I want. And this is kind of crazy to say. That's what I want to be when I grow up, is like, look like that. But I don't look like that. But I guess in the movie, I am that, you know?
Yeah, so I really showed my age there. You know, none of them referenced the Jim Henson Turtles from the early '90s, which is what I grew up with, and David, I know you did too, or even the animated series from the '80s. But luckily, the director is around my age, so he threw in a lot of like cool references that I appreciated. But yes, the movie was amazing. I think everyone should watch it. Kids, adults, everyone. I give it 5 stars on Letterboxd if that means anything to you guys.
I can't with anyone saying the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles.
I
It's
know,
just like
I know. He was
crushes
very
my
apologetic to say that too, and I was like, "Oh, it's okay, sweetie."
Yeah.
Such a
He's like,
sweet
I'm already
kid.
gonna get canceled.
I know he's such a sweet kid. So no judgment, because I mean this happens all the time. There are people who swear that like Ben Affleck is their Batman, and it's okay to be wrong, but like that is who you grew up with. Like I totally get it. I mean, there are people whose Batman was Adam West, and Adam West was great, but he's not my Batman.
Right.
It's like it's absolutely wrong to like the Michael Bay Turtles. And let me tell you why. Okay, now I didn't even plan to talk about this because I didn't know that's what he was going to say.
Continue. Yes.
But like, what makes the Ninja Turtles so impressive, and what is I don't know, what I love about them and what's important is that they learned the discipline of martial arts from Splinter, who learned it from his master, watching him from his cage, then grew up and then passed this on to his sons. And it's about, the discipline and respect of martial arts and learning the art of invisibility. Like it took skill. They weren't super strong monsters. They were just like, I mean, aside from the fact that they were mutant turtles, they fought with skill and they fought with honor. And the Michael Bay Turtles were just giant monsters who could crush tanks. And that takes away the necessity to learn the skill and takes away like the importance of Splinter in their story when you can just break things apart with your giant mutant claws. So I think that's what really lost me among 100 other things for the Michael Bay version.
Yeah. And I feel like there was no real humor, you know? I mean, obviously Mikey is the jokester, but you know, to me, they're all funny. They all have good one-liners. And I feel like I didn't get that in the Michael Bay version.
Yeah, you need some vulnerability. And those turtles had that. I mean, the turtles were vulnerable because they also they lost. Like in the 90s version, Raphael got his butt kicked and almost died, was in a bathtub in a coma for a week. And Leo almost got taken out by Shredder, but you never really, how do you take out these giant dinosaur turtles that Michael Bay created? It's nonsense. I'm just up on my soapbox now.
Wow. I didn't really have a point of view because I'll be honest, I didn't see any of the Michael Bay versions of this. I was, 80s, 90s, growing up on that. So I never even watched any of these, but I totally, without even seeing it, David, I can say I totally 100% agree with you.
Thank you. And I'm really excited about this movie too, because I think you get back to some of that vulnerability and you can sense that even in the clip that we watched. I mean, they are actual teenagers. So just inherently by their voices, you're like, oh, they're a little sweeter and innocent. And then did you like the movie, Nicole?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's like you said, the kids were great. I keep calling them kids. They're probably 18. But no, they were, like you said, they're very vulnerable. They're very sweet. It had a modern day vibe, but also played into that nostalgia too, which I think was really nice. And, as you mentioned earlier, the animation was pretty interesting. I really love what they did. And there's a ton of people associated to this cast. I mean, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg were executive producers. I mean, if anyone likes Superbad, watch this.
Yeah, they wrote it as well.
Right, yes. And it's not as raunchy, of course, but it's just still that very fun, very quotable movie that everyone could appreciate.
And I also love this because as a longtime Turtles fan and someone who had comic books and action figures and played all the video games, there are a bunch of characters we've never seen in movies before. Like Rose Byrne is Leatherhead, Post Malone is Ray Fillet, Paul Rudd is Mondo Gecko. And then some of the returning characters, Seth Rogen as Bebop, John Cena as Rocksteady, Jackie Chan as Splinter, Ice Cube as Superfly. Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman, and Ayo Edebiri as April O'Neil. So you're also seeing a lot of diversity in this cast. April is Black in this movie, which is awesome. Giancarlo Esposito, also, who was originally Black in the comic books, was made white for the cartoons. So now they're getting back to the origins of the comics. And you love to see that, like a real diverse cast of characters and turtles and mutants.
And mutants. Indeed.
Like who I ever thought Mondo Gecko would make it? I never thought like he's just they really did pick the most random villains for this.
They really did. I mean, and Paul Rudd was amazing, as you can imagine. So
well, I am very excited and very excited for everyone else to see this. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is in theaters now, and you can check out Nicole's full interview with the cast by saying Hangouts into your Xfinity voice remote right now. Next up, we'll tell you how to get one of the greatest movies ever made in the latest edition of Xfinity Rewards. If you're in the mood for a night in with one of cinema's greatest and most moving films, Xfinity Rewards has got just what you're looking for, and Nicole is back to tell us more about it. Nicole?
Yeah. So it's time to redeem your Xfinity Rewards, Saving Private Ryan. This Oscar-winning title is essential to any digital library, so make sure you redeem your copy now on us. This classic was directed by Steven Spielberg, plus it has an all-star cast. I mean, probably people you forget were even in the film. Obviously, Tom Hanks, Matt Damon, but like Vin Diesel is in it, Ed Burns, Tom Sizemore. It's just a breathtaking movie. You can watch it every 4th of July, every Memorial Day, Oscar season, whenever you please. But we think that this is a great one to own for sure.
Yeah, I mean, who would disagree with that? And it's actually interesting. Saving Private Ryan celebrated its 25th anniversary just 2 weeks ago. Isn't that wild?
Crazy.
25 years.
Yeah.
Seems like it just came out yesterday.
I know.
It was released on July 24th, 1998. And quick fun fact, for as critically acclaimed as Saving Private Ryan was, it did not win Best Picture at the Oscars in 1999. Do either of you know which film won that year?
Was it Shakespeare in Love?
It was Shakespeare in Love. Nicole did not know I was going to ask this, so that is very impressive.
Movies editor. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Shakespeare in Love won Best Picture, and Tom Hanks didn't even win Best Actor for his performance that year. All right, Nicole, who won Best Actor that year?
Oh my God.
I would have.
Wasn't. No,
it wasn't from Shakespeare in Love, and I would not have guessed this.
It wasn't. I'm thinking American Beauty, like Kevin Spacey. No,
it was not.
All right, who was it?
It was Roberto Benigni, who famously walked across the tops of people's chairs to claim his Oscar for his performance in Life is Beautiful.
That's right. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine. It's just his movies are a little off for me. Like, I don't know if you guys ever saw that Pinocchio movie, but it was just weird.
Well, that was weird. I loved Life is Beautiful. I thought that was fantastic. But what a year for movies. Saving Private Ryan, Life is Beautiful, Shakespeare in Love, a lot of variety. But hard to believe that Saving Private Ryan, which I think it had like a dozen Oscar nominations that year.
Yeah, it really cleaned up.
Didn't win everything.
I know, no, I cleaned up in the nominations, but I mean, I really liked Shakespeare in Love. It was great, but in no way do I think, that it would deserve the Best Picture over this.
I have never seen Shakespeare in Love.
It's cute. It's very sweet. It's like a historical fiction a little bit. It's obviously got to do with Shakespeare and Queen Elizabeth, but it's just, it's a romance.
Can you give it to me in 2 minutes? Because
no, you'll have to go to the reading corner for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Callback, Nicole. It's a callback.
I missed it. Thanks, Liz.
I got you.
Well, as Nicole mentioned, you can add Saving Private Ryan to your digital movie library on us right now through August 13th with Xfinity Rewards. Just say Xfinity Rewards into your voice remote to sign up or get more information. Next up, we'll do it live. We'll do it live in the latest edition of What to Watch This Week. We've all been there. You're scrolling around the Xfinity guide, trying to decide what you're in the mood for. Maybe you're in the mood for some sports, some news, something casual, maybe just some background noise. But you want to know what's live on TV right now. Well, the Xfinity editors have made it even easier to find the best of what's airing right now in the all-new Best of Live destination. Just say Best of Live into your voice remote to access a curated collection featuring rows of TV shows, movies, and more that are airing right now. At the top of the destination, you'll find a row of live shows that are currently trending. It could be a sporting event, a popular movie, or a news broadcast. Below that, you'll find curated rows of TV dramas, movie dramas, action movies, food shows, live sports, history, and science series, music choice stations, romance movies, comedies, westerns, sci-fi, horror, reality TV, true crime, news, and kids' favorites, all broken out by genre and all airing right now live on your TV. And if you ever forget how to find Best of Live and that destination, we've made it easy for you. Just go to channel number 1 on your Xfinity guide, which will link you directly to the best of what's on right now. And let's face it, even in this world of on-demand, DVR, and binge watching, there are still those appointment TV shows that we absolutely have to watch live when they air. And for me, that show is the HBO original series Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I'm not entirely sure how Last Week Tonight became appointment TV for me, but it is frequently the last show I watch every week, every Sunday, in bed before closing my eyes to prepare for a new week. It's strange because Last Week Tonight often deals with heavy subjects such as financial crisis, social injustice, political scandal, foreign policy, but it has somehow become a comfort show for me. You know, just instilling some existential dread in me right before I fall asleep. And I don't want to watch it on demand, honestly. I want to watch it in bed, live, Sunday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. And if you do not watch Last Week Tonight, I highly recommend it. His news pieces are well-researched, extremely fascinating, often alarming, as I said. The show also infuses a lot of humor into these subjects and occasionally strays into more absurd bits in which John buys a painting featuring rat erotica or Russell Crowe's codpiece from the movie Gladiator and then donates it to the last blockbuster in the entire country. He married a cabbage on one episode. I can't even remember why, but he did. There was one time where a city named their water treatment facility after John Oliver.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun, and then he's like deep diving into issues that are really, really important, and they're well researched. But it's the best of both worlds. Either way, great show. Only 30 minutes long. It's the perfect end to start to your week.
That's a good one. Yeah. Keeping up with the news, you know, like I like it. I like John Oliver, but I can't say that I'm a religious fan. Like I don't watch this all the time, but definitely a good pick.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's fine. I honest to God, I have no whatever I'm watching, I get up to bed and I get into the covers and I'm like, time for Last Week Tonight. Let's end this week. Anyway,
I love
Liz.
this. No, this is why I love this show and all of our points of view, because I think it really is so important that we are true to ourselves, but also like, I know there has to be somebody out there who's like watching, who's like, I get that. That's exactly what I love to watch. And we're not all the same. So I love that. And I love that for you, that this is like, I love that you're like, this is it, Sunday night, getting all cozy, and I'm watching John Oliver.
Yeah, that one person out there is my mother. She's like, yeah. And she used to like watch Bill Maher every single Sunday night. So I think that just passed along to me somehow.
Yeah, that's
I'm
awesome.
not watching Bill Maher. Liz, what is your appointment TV can't miss when it's live on TV show?
Yes, so like you, it kind of happens for me on Monday nights. And so I love watching Crime Scene Kitchen. You can catch it on Fox or on Hulu if you didn't watch it right on Monday night. But the season 2 is wrapping up now, August 14th. So it is a show that I force my kids to watch, or they kind of like leave the room. But if you haven't seen it, and I'm really into cooking shows, but I really love this type of reality show where they actually have to like do things and either bake or make things with their hands. It's like my jam. So this season, they have 2 teams of either classically trained or home bakers compete, and they all look at this and investigate this kitchen where they're making it look like a crime scene. And they have to guess then by the clues what it was that was baked in that kitchen, and they have to replicate it, right? So it's just amazing to me how they can see like, oh, this is all-purpose flour, and this smells like an apple, and there's a frying pan, and 1 stick of butter was used. So that means it was a crepe, and I'm making a crepe cake. I mean, it's just like the craziest thing. So love this show. And I think my kids kind of like it too, although they won't admit it. But this is definitely something that I'm watching. Again, you can catch it on Fox or on Hulu. And, you know, love that season 2 is wrapping up. And if you haven't seen it, you can go and binge, you know, season 1 and get caught up. Have you guys seen this at all?
No,
Yeah.
but oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I have not. I'm very intrigued. So Liz, has this affected your behavior in restaurants? Like, are you detecting ingredients?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
No, because I don't usually order dessert, and this is like a baking competition. It's usually desserts. They did
Gotcha.
throw them it was like really crazy one week, and it was actually a savory dish, and they didn't know what to do with themselves. Like they were like, "What is this savory and not, you know, something sweet?" So it's usually all baked goods.
I just like the idea of someone just like a hardcore fan. You know, I need to talk to the chef, and then just like.
Right.
Yeah, flour. Okay, got it.
Yeah, am I tasting cardamom? Like it's just like the weirdest, right? Like I love that they can pick all of these things out for sure.
Yeah, love it.
That is my favorite thing. I mean, I love it's similar to how musicians can like listen to a song and pick out things that you'd never even notice, like, oh, the drums are a little low, or oh, I hear a little oboe in the background. Like, oh, we hear some oboe. But my stepfather is actually a chef, and he, like the contestants in this series, has just an incredible ability to taste something and pick out all the different ingredients and be able to taste those notes and identify like what this sauce is made out of. And I just like can't even imagine like, oh, it tastes like tomato. Like this spaghetti, what's in that sauce? Tomato? I don't know. Is there other stuff? Like maybe some basil. I could probably pick out basil, but does it have like notes of, they've added some cinnamon to it? I have no idea, but he can, and these contestants can, and it's really like some sort of incredible, it's not legitimately a sixth sense, but it is like a super enhanced version of their regular senses.
Yeah.
Like Daredevil, but with taste.
Definitely a skill. And I'm jealous. I wish I had it.
Seriously. Thanks, Liz. Yeah. Nicole, what is your must-see, can't-miss TV show?
All right. So I am going with Outlander. It's tried and true. Outlander season 7 is now available on Starz. This airs on Friday nights. So if you're not doing anything, please watch. It's amazing. The adventures of Jamie and Claire live on. I make sure to catch up every week because I just really appreciate the mix of history and fantasy in the show. Of course, you know, it's a dramatic love story, and I truly love the time traveling aspect as well. But I mean, it's got some humor to it. It's got some levity as well. You know, there's one episode in this season where Bree tries to explain Disney World to Jamie. And it's the most awkward and hilarious moment in the season. I mean, in true Jamie form, he's very supportive, even though he doesn't quite understand. But I mean, Bree, you know, she's happy nonetheless. So I've been watching from the beginning, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
I know there are many, many fans of Outlander.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I tried watching. I watched most of the first season. Mm-hmm. There are like 30 episodes in the season, and all of them are like 3 hours long. At least that's how it feels. Yeah. And I just could not. I think I started when there were 5 or 6 seasons already in, and I just knew how long I had to go, and it just felt listen, I know it's beloved, people love it. It just was too slow and too long for me, and I couldn't keep up with it.
It's definitely tough to binge. I'd say that, and obviously because I started from the beginning, it's a lot easier for me because you're going through all these people's lives, but you're also going through history as well. So it's a lot to retain for sure.
Yeah. That is a commitment and one that I have not made. And I'm sorry. And I'm glad that you are and all of the other people who are watching. But it is really hard. Like David said, I tried season 1 and I just, if I know that something is like maybe 8 episodes, I'm like, oh, okay. But like when I know that there's going to be more than that, I'm like, I start to panic. I get anxiety. Like, this is a huge commitment for me to like continue to watch this. And I'm glad that you stuck around. And it's great to know that 7 seasons in, you're saying it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love the stars of this show, though. Did someone recently do a hangout? Did Sammy do a hangout with the stars?
She did. Yeah, she did. I was like asking her all these questions. But yeah, it must have been really exciting to talk to them.
Yeah, they're all very nice, and no shade to Outlander. I know it's a great show, and I know people love it. And I just, as Liz said, I wanted to sit down and binge it, and it was just not a show I could binge because I was doing one episode. I'm like, I'm going to knock out another one, and then I was falling asleep halfway through the second one because it's just, it's definitely a 1 episode a week show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So watch it live. It's perfect. That's the whole thing. Check out the Best of Live destination right now simply by saying Best of Live into your Xfinity voice remote. And that will do it for today's show. Thank you to my fellow Xfinity editors, Liz and Nicole, for joining me this week. Special thanks to the cast of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem for hanging out with us today. Their film is currently in theaters. Shout out to our producers, Brad, Josh, and everyone else behind the scenes for making the show run smoothly. If you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. You can also watch us on Xumo Play 24/7 on the Xfinity What to Watch channel. My name is David. Hey, thanks for joining us on What to Watch Live.
See ya.
Bye.